Libby Squire grew up in a pretty village called West Wycombe. Her childhood days were filled with laughter, outdoor games, and school lessons. Libby's bright spirit made her the light of her family, and her easy smile won her many friends. She was just the kind of girl everyone wanted to be around. Happy, kind, and full of life. As the years passed, Libby's love for learning grew stronger. She packed her bags and set off for a new adventure at the University of Hull. There, she dived into philosophy, a place where her mind could roam free among big, exciting ideas. Libby's life was like a book, with pages still being written, full of stories waiting to unfold. But life, as it often does, had a twist in store for her, one that nobody could have predicted. Then came the night of January 31st, 2019. It was supposed to be a night of fun and laughter, a night like any other, but instead, something bizarre happened. Join us on Vice Confidential and step into Libby's life, journeying from her happiest moments to her most fearful ones, seeing how one night can alter everything. This story demands attention, so listen up, pass it on, and hit follow so Libby's experience stays alive in our memories. So, tune in, spread the word, like, subscribe, and keep Libby's narrative resonating in our collective memory. On January 31st, 2019, Libby, looking great and feeling upbeat, headed out with friends for a club night. But things took a turn when she, having had a bit too much to drink, was turned away at the door. Her quick-acting friends hailed a cab to ensure she got home safely. They watched her leave, confident she was in good hands, unaware that they were bidding farewell to the Libby they knew. Hidden in the darkness, a wicked danger lurked. The cab dropped Libby near her house, but she never got inside. Security footage later revealed an image of Libby, all by herself, wandering away from her house into the daunting darkness. Time slipped away, and the icy night deepened. Dawn arrived, and with it, a brutal realization by her family that Libby hadn't returned. They inquired with friends she had been partying with, seeking any clue to her whereabouts. As anxiety shifted to dread, a desperate hunt unfolded, everyone grappling with the same haunting question. Where was Libby? Libby left the safety of the taxi, her figure eventually swallowed by the night. The last time anyone saw her, she was on Beverly Road, her movements unsure, distress clouding her features. Libby's parents, Russell and Lisa Squire, their faces etched with worry and fatigue, stood in front of Humberside Police Station. Their daughter, with a bright smile and a kind heart, was out there somewhere, and they were desperate to bring her home. People organized search parties, combing the streets, peeking in alleys, and delving into the cold, sprawling embrace of nearby parks. Posters bearing Libby's face fluttered on community boards, in shop windows, and on lampposts, her bright eyes looking out as if also searching for answers. The Humberside police, recognizing the severity of the situation, launched the largest missing person search in their history. Officers, some with stern faces, others with the softness of empathy in their eyes, worked around the clock. They scoured CCTV footage, conducted house-to-house inquiries, and brought in specialists. On February 6, 2019, police detained Powell Relowitz, who was caught masturbating in public on Alexandra Road on January 31st. That night, he'd been driving around the area, passing Newlands Avenue also when Libby disappeared. The police tried to piece things together but felt something was off. Still, they kept him under arrest, accusing him of sexual misdeeds unrelated to Miss Squire's vanishing. They soon realized they knew Powell Relowitz from before. Back in 2017, he began a string of odd sexual misbehavior. His first known act was inappropriate public behavior on a bus, in view of two women. He was also found guilty of spying on a young woman having sex and leaving inappropriate items at the location. One day, after many days of searching, some very sad news came. People looking for Libby found her, but not the way they hoped. Her body was in the Humber Estuary, a big area of water where the river spreads out into the sea. It was a sad day for everyone, especially her family and friends. The people in charge tried to find out how she died, but it was hard because her body had been in the water for a long time. This made it difficult to understand exactly what happened to her. Squire's body was found by a fisherman in the Humber Estuary almost 2 months after she went missing on March 20th. The body was so severely decomposed that it was not possible to determine the cause of death. The police investigation intensified, when they accessed a CCTV recording. It showed two men assisting Miss Squire as she lay in the snow near Hayworth Road and Beverly Road, with others also coming forward to help. However, a man driving a Vauxhall Astra soon pulled up at the end of Hayworth Street. This individual, later identified as the defendant, pursued Miss Squire and eventually approached her on Beverly Road. It turned out to be Powell Relowitz, previously caught engaging in inappropriate behavior on January 31st. The trial that followed got a lot of attention, with everyone wanting to know what really happened to Libby. The lawyers worked hard to show that Relowitz did it, looking into his past troubles and bad behavior. They used videos from security cameras and talked to experts to piece together what happened that night, trying to connect Relowitz directly to what happened to Libby. On the other side, the lawyers for Relowitz, called the defense, had a different story. They said Relowitz was trying to help Libby because she was upset and cold. They called it the Good Samaritan argument, like he was trying to be a good person that night. They said that just because he did bad things before, didn't mean he hurt Libby. After listening to all the details, the jury thought deeply about whether Relowitz was responsible. Ultimately, they found him guilty. Relowitz himself confessed to taking Miss Squire from Hayworth Street in his car. He drove to Oak Road playing fields, where he ended Libby's life after doing bad to her. On February 11, 2021, he was convicted of sexual assault and murder. The judge at Hull Crown Court sentenced Relowitz to life, stipulating he must serve a minimum of 27 years before being eligible for parole. He received an additional 18 years for the assault charge, to be served concurrently. On October 3, 2019, over 250 people gathered at St. Lawrence Church in West Wycombe, Buckinghamshire, to mourn Libby Squire's funeral. Libby's mother had been vocal about her daughter's case. She argues for legal changes, suggesting stricter consequences and mandatory therapy for men who exhibit harmful sexual behaviors, even if they haven't physically harmed anyone. She feels these steps could prevent them from escalating to more severe actions. Later on, something surprising was set to unfold. Libby's mom, Lisa, considered confronting Relowitz. It was a courageous thought. She carried questions only he could answer and hoped to face him, to ask why he chose his actions. Yet, it's unclear if she ever did. The choice was hers, based on what felt right for her. Relowitz's journey didn't begin with the court case. Originally from Poland, he had built a life before settling in the UK. There was his family, a wife, children, and his job. To many, he seemed like any other dad, but hidden layers existed. Before the tragedy with Libby, Relowitz was on a dark path. He burglarized homes and stole belongings. He acted in ways that threatened women's safety. His behaviors escalated, seemingly beyond his control. Or perhaps he didn't resist. Libby Squire's tale is more than a news story. It's about a real person who dreamed, found joy, and was cherished. Her path from a happy kid in West Wycombe to a thoughtful student wasn't meant to conclude so soon. Her story resonates with a poignant legacy that encourages us to hug our dear ones tighter, recognizing the delicate nature of life. The resolution, though it offers some peace, can't replace the emptiness without Libby. However, it shows that justice chases wrongdoing, and every person matters and is honored. As we move ahead, we must guard one another, notice when someone struggles or acts strangely, and step in to stop potential future heartbreaks. This tale also tells us that people like Powell lurk everywhere, ready to crush the most innocent dreams. They must be identified and severely punished at their first offense so they can't harm any further. Had he been severely penalized or mentally looked after for his initial misconduct of acting inappropriately on the public bus, Libby might still be with us. So, as Libby's story resonates deep within us, let's not just reflect, let's act. Transform her memory into daily deeds of kindness, heightened vigilance, and a vocal stand for everyone's safety. Don't let her story just be a whisper. Make it a battle cry. Share it. Shout her name from the rooftops, and let Libby Squire live on as a beacon of change against the darkness of violence in our midst. And don't stop there. Hit like, press share, and smash that subscribe button on Vice Confidential. Explore narratives that shake the status quo, that compel us to look harder and do better. It's not just about staying informed. It's about being a part of a movement that's sculpting a safer and kinder world. Your voice, your click, your subscription, they are the fuel for this crucial journey. Join us, and let's make waves together.